The internet age has spawned a number of bizarre and unusual fetishes that make most of us think, what, how, and why? Yet some of these fetishes are incredibly popular, so join us as we count 10 of the strangest fetishes in the world. Number 10. Furries. How to explain this one? Furry fandom is a strange culture where people are passionate about anything anthropomorphic, meaning animals, real or fake, that have human characteristics. Now, furries, as unusual as they may be, can be totally innocent, but quite a few of them have taken things to the next level by sexualizing things. Let's take My Little Pony as an example, perhaps the most famous pillar of all furries. Here's a nice innocent image of the cartoon show. Okay, now, here's an image of a furry representation of My Little Pony. I think you get the point. Basically, certain people feel the need to have sex with cartoon horses. I think that's all I need to say on that. Number 9. Tentacles. Tentacle porn is most commonly found in Japan and embodies all sorts of goodies like bestiality, science fiction, horror, and fantasy. Worse yet, tentacle rape is a thing. It really is. Quite commonly found in hentai horror titles, it involves tentacled creatures, usually fictional monsters, having sexual intercourse, usually with females. Thankfully, most of these despicable films are animated, but to my big surprise, some of them are live action movies. Of course, I can't show any of this on here, and I also highly recommend you don't go searching for any of this filth. Number 8. Wham! Or sploshing. As we delve deeper into the dirty fetishes that exist on the internet, we come across something that almost seems tame in comparison to other things on this list. Wet and messy fetish, wham, otherwise known as sploshing, is a form of sexual fetishism where a person becomes aroused from having lots of substances applied to the naked body, face, or even to clothing. Some examples are baked beans, cream pies, slime, raw eggs, milk, lotion, mud pudding, beer, ketchup, and the list goes on and on. To be fair, I probably wouldn't mind the beer one, but that's just my excuse to drink more beer. Do you know what the best part is? You don't have to go to naughty porn sites to view this. It's available right here on YouPorn. I mean, YouTube. Number 7. Formicophilia. Many people are afraid of bugs and insects. Some even have phobias and squirm merely at the sight of creepy crawlies. And then there are those who are into Formicophilia. Quite the opposite. Formicophiliacs find insects a complete turn-on. Nothing turns them on more than having insects crawl around on their genitalia. The fetish is most common in Southeast Asia, where there is a ready supply of oversized bugs. Number 6. Emetophilia. Okay, guys, listen up. I don't know any of you, but I care about you enough to not scar you for life. So I'm going to have some cute kittens playing on the right hand side of the screen. Don't look on the left side for your own good. Emetophilia is where individuals are sexually aroused by vomiting or observing others vomit. That's right, that horrible thing you hopefully rarely have to do. Yeah, that thing turns some people in this world on. Worse yet, there are entire websites and even a Facebook page dedicated to bringing you pictures and videos of people vomiting on things or other people. You're welcome for the kittens. Number 5. Face-sitting. Face-sitting, also known as queening or kinging, is a sexual practice where one partner sits on or over the other's face, typically to allow or force oral genital or oral anal contact. There are of course variations to how this is done. It can be fully clothed or completely naked. Interestingly, in 2014, the UK government announced a ban on forms of hardcore pornography, which included face-sitting. Naturally, this made some people rather unhappy, which resulted in protests held outside the Palace of Westminster. Anyway, this is what's called a smother box. I probably don't need to explain how this works, but basically the smotheree will lay down and have their face where the mannequin head is, and the smotherer will proceed to take a seat. Number 4. Dendrophilia. I like trees. I like trees a lot. I don't like trees as much as some people, as it turns out. Dendrophilia is a sexual attraction to trees. Yes, there are those who become aroused just by touching the bark of a tree with all the right curves in all the right places. Logistically, it's probably quite hard to have sex with a tree, but being aroused by trees does not necessarily mean having sex with them. It could just mean venerating the trees as phallic symbols. To be fair, I have seen some unusually shaped trees. Number 3. Oculolinctus. Oculolinctus, also known as worming, refers to the practice of licking eyeballs for sexual stimulation. So, guess where this fetish became popular? It's Japan. Of course it is. It became particularly popular in Japan in 2013, which led to a significant rise in eye infections. Aside from being incredibly strange, Oculolinctus carries a number of health risks. Since tongues are coated with loads of microorganisms, infections in the eye can occur, such as conjunctivitis and chlamydia. In worst cases, it could even lead to blindness. But hey, anything to get aroused, right? Number 2. Vorarephilia. I should really stop researching this crap and instead make a video on the top 10 bunnies or kittens or something nice and innocent. But then, none of you sick bastards would watch that now, would you? Vorarephilia, or vor, is a fetish where people are sexually aroused by the idea of being eaten, eating another person, or watching someone be eaten for sexual pleasure. Thank heavens most people aren't crazy enough to attempt anything like this, so it's mostly fantasy based through fictional stories, videos, or art. Still, if one inhales enough bath salts, I'm sure this could become a horrifying news headline. Number 1. Corprophilia. I think we need the cute kittens back again. There we go. Corprophilia, otherwise known as scat, is the fetish that involves getting aroused by feces, otherwise known as shit, poop, dung, crap, excrement. The thing most of us probably find the least arousing, but it's true. There are people out there who somehow put aside the horrible smell and take pleasure from doing all sorts of nasty things with feces. While I hope none of you have seen Two Girls One Cup, in reality I'm sure most have. That, my friends, is scat porn. Two girls taking turns to dump all over each other while the other eats the poop. I'm going to end the video here and have the longest shower I've ever had. Let me know if you guys liked this bizarre video or if you thought it was shit, like scat porn. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.